Okay, I'm having an interesting hike already. There's other stuff here, but right now I'm going to focus on this. Wow. I've seen bones, but I've never seen an entire backbone. That's crazy. Hey everyone, Mark here. I am out on Celestine Road. Now I gotta say, look at this car. Does this car look like it should be going down Celestine Road? Look at the clearance on this thing. There's a reason why I have backpacked this road twice, and this car is that reason. Today I felt safe crossing Coral Creek because the water is very low. I even checked last night. So I don't expect it to get any higher when I get out, but even then it was a harrowing trip. So it's already been kind of a harrowing experience on this hike. Needless to say, I will not be coming down this road again in this car. All right, there's 3 reasons why I'm here. 1, it's smoky again. Otherwise, I would go do Opal Hills or Palisade Lookout or some kind of, elevation hike I haven't done. Well, there's 4 reasons really. 2, I have been by this gate several times. This CN, this authorized vehicle CN road. You know, this going down there, that's Snake Indian Falls. Not Snake Indian Falls, that's the trailhead for Snake Indian River and this portion of the North Boundary Trail and all that sort of thing. And I've backpacked down this road twice, and I've been by here twice, and I've kind of wanted to go and hike it. I mean, I have that curiosity. And I thought about doing Jasper House, which is kind of down there-ish. And then I bought this book, and it detailed Jasper House, to my surprise, how to get there. It's like, okay. And then I bought this book, and it talks about there's a cabin down there, and it talks about it. Now, whenever you can put a little history into some stories to some old Warden cabins, it's interesting. So this is going to be basically a historical hike. Not a lot to see, but it'll be neat for me. I've always kind of wanted to walk down here, and I want to see that cabin, and I want to see the old Jasper House site. Just one more thing. I did talk to park staff. I am allowed to walk down here. They just made sure don't block the gate. So that's where I put my car. It's not in the way of the road. It's not in the way of the gate. I'm all right to walk down here. Okay. Well, one thing about Celestine Road, even if it is this little CN outcrop of a road, is that it is some decent views. Gotta give it that much. Even in the smoke, I kind of like it. I can still make out the silhouette of Roche Miette, which is that this big cliff mountain that a picture from the old days of a guy sitting on the edge just hanging his boots over that ledge is a very famous picture for Jasper National Park. I think it'd be cool to go and hike that one day. I've already found the trailhead that people use, and yeah, I wonder how much of a climber's climb it is, or can it be scrambled? Anyway, that's definitely for another day and another couple of levels of fitness up, I would say, because that is a huge ass mountain. It's funny how just satiating my curiosity can make me happy. I mean, there's nothing great about this. I'm hiking more fire road. More road through the back bush. I've been doing that all year long. But I'm curious about this. To be truthful, last year on the way back from doing Devonna Lookout, I actually did walk down here. Not this far, maybe 5-10 minutes. I guess I thought maybe I could, I don't know what I was thinking. I was dead tired and I threw my pack off, took some of my food with me, made sure there wasn't food there for the bears, and then came hiking down here a little way. But I'm already past that point. So now it's just cool to be like, oh, I can satisfy my, been curious about this. I can go and can stop wondering now. I can see it all. A little surprised to find a bridge here. It's even cement. Pretty decent. But that's not the real item of interest here. Here is the old district cabin. Now, the story behind this cabin is that this was like the home base for the district warden. And he would leave here and go up and patrol all along the North Boundary Trail. So he'd go north and stop in all those cabins up there. Those are the ones that people see. Nobody comes down to see this one because it's not along the North Boundary Trail, really. This is a few kilometers away. So this is where this was used for like 50, 60 years, something like that. There's an outhouse. There's even fresh wood. Well, that's not fresh. Awesome. Well, the door is locked, but I took down the storm window. And you can see a few things in here. All right, the window is pretty dirty. Mostly you're gonna see my reflection. I'll put this back up. Always leave stuff as you find it, you know. I take the urban explorer's credo on that one. You know, it's not my business to mess with stuff. I just want to see the historical value and see things. Look at the size of this trunk. Holy crap. Ooh, I can look in some more windows. All right. Well, just to satisfy your guys' curiosity, that one really didn't show me much. This one has a screen on it. So I can see a little bit in here if I push my face right up against it, but I don't think you can see anything on camera. Get that in place. Never seen a Warden cabin with windows like that. Yeah, she ain't being taken care of anymore, that's for sure. The other Warden cabins have tin roofing on them. That one is just rotting. Also, there's two rooms. So this is a bedroom, and that other side was a bedroom. So there are signs of some activity here, because this I recognize from the Discovery Trail. So they use that to market. And I haven't seen it on any other trail. So someone brought an extra one out here, decided to throw it on the outhouse. I've been reading about these wardens. You know, like this was the base camp, this cabin. And the warden would go and patrol, and his wife would just be left here to basically do his job, to do the rest of the job. You know, she would help travelers. She would answer calls on the CB radio or SATCOM, whatever. There's no satellite radio back then, but she would answer calls. She would mind the house. She would do fire, you know, keep herself alive. So she needed firewood and all that. She would do all that. So the warden's wives were kind of, you know, a little bit the heroes of the backcountry, and they weren't paid a dime. Not one stinking dime. The warden was paid. His wife just had to come along. Okay, so I have one more story about this cabin. I've been reading that warden's book. I have to give him credit, otherwise I would not know about this. Someone extremely famous has been in this cabin. And I mean extremely famous. People think that Hollywood movies only shot in Hollywood or in like the surrounding countryside or California, whatever. They're shot wherever they want to shoot. They have the money. They just go in and they pay and they go and they shoot. So back in like, I think it was 1952, a movie called River of No Return
Where the roaring waters
was shot in Jasper National Park. The river was Snake Indian River that was used. And, you know, there was this minor star in it. You know, you may have heard of her.
I said you were beautiful, and he said beauty was skin deep.
Who did?
Matt, my dad. He said it was an old saying.
It's an old saying by an old crow.
Marilyn Monroe, she was in it. That was her dressing room. Can you believe that? So you think I've just come out to some random warden's cabin? No, I've been to, this is a building that Marilyn Monroe was actually in every day for as long as they were shooting that. They would bring her by train to Devonna siding, which is over there someplace, which I'm still gonna see. And here she would get ready for her scenes, and then go shoot. And apparently lots of people in Jasper met her. Isn't that crazy? Marilyn Monroe was in this building. Nuts. It's probably the best story for warden cabins along the North Boundary Trail. Well, I walk across the creek bridge, and sure enough, there's a corral. You see an old warden cabin, you're probably going to see a corral. Wardens and horses went hand in hand. How about this? Old horseshoes. The real thing. And a tack shed. Also in disuse and falling apart and kind of getting grown in by trees and all that sort of thing. I actually did find a jerry can inside the bathroom over there, of all things, and actually did have gas. Gases. I wonder how old it is, but yeah. Oh, can I go in here? Yeah, I can. Look at that. One bale of hay. Okay, a bunch of twine. Oh, this looks like a bunch of bags. That would have been for saddles. A few things in here. Wow, that guy is old. Woo! That is old. Another horseshoe. Cool. Thank you, Parks, for leaving this unlocked so I can check it out. I will leave it as I found it. Always do that, guys. Try not to be jerk holes. Okay, cool. Moving on. So I saw a little trail heading off not far from the warden cabin. Decided to climb it. This would be amazing without the smoke, so I recommend it. I'm not gonna go climbing that last part because, well, there's 2 or 3 times where I thought I was getting to the top. It looked like that, and then there was just more, so I'm just gonna leave that. But yeah, this would be pretty outstanding stuff of roast miette and such. I can see sort of a big bluff over there. I think that's Devonna Lookout, which is something I hiked last year. Okay, I'm having an interesting hike already. There's other stuff here, but right now I'm gonna focus on this. Wow. I've seen bones, but I've never seen an entire backbone. That's crazy. What is this? That is a huge, I mean, I've seen one piece, but that is a huge bone. And then here's a leg or something. Jeez. Okay. On this hike, I've already seen several things I've never seen before, and this is another new one. I am standing on top of a huge line of bags of like sand, rocks, and whatever. Clearly, Snake Indian River has been a problem for the rail yards. Clearly, it's been flooding. I'm gonna go check out the river here because it is usually a pretty crazy river to behold. I had problems even getting into this, getting down to the river. This is such an awesome river. Right here is actually like not that magnificent, but usually it is. This river is so damn strong. Another story out of that Warden book was that one of the wardens came down here in the winter. He went and dipped his bucket into the river, probably something he had done, you know, hundreds of times. And the river grabbed it so hard that it threw him in. And they didn't find his body for like 7-8 months. You know, they did a winter search, it was winter, and then they did a summer search. And then finally they asked a helicopter that was examining the pipeline to just kind of head down here quickly. And they found his body on a log jam. Pretty crazy, man. A lot of ways to die as a warden. Living beside Snake Indian River is one of them. I think once upon a time this was a station, but now it's just a switching yard. Devonna. There is a truck down there. I believe it's fine for me to go and cross here, but I still don't want someone, you know, going on a bit of an ego trip and telling me I can't. So I will get across this track and get over there and be gone. Okay, I'm on the other side. The truck and its, assume its occupants are on the other side as well, and I'm down here out of sight, at least for now. Apparently I'm supposed to follow this roadway for 0.3 kilometers. Basically walking right beside them almost, so see how it goes. Wow, that car just looks so old. I'm supposed to follow to the end of that roadway and then go another 0.3 kilometers east. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna stay in the bush so that these guys don't see me. I just don't want my day ruined by, I mean, yeah. All I want to do is hike. Got no malicious misintentions or anything. Pretty easy to bushwhack through here, so. Okay, so bit of a problem. I don't really know where to turn in. I passed a large pile of concrete ties and then another large pile of wood ties. And now I'm past this culvert. I'm farther than 0.3 from the end of the road, but I couldn't tell exactly where the end of the road was. And I didn't see any prominent unmarked trail. Now that's 1995, so. But this is a pretty good clearing in here. And there is a culvert with like a wash going down that way. A wash you can easily follow back. So if I'm kind of going down this clearing and kind of following the wash, I know I'm not going to get lost. I can just follow the wash back. Oh, okay, this is looking a bit more like a trail, but it could be just an animal trail, really. But we'll follow this. Let's see what happens. It's only supposed to be 0.9 in here, and then I come to a clearing where Jasper House was built. Well, since I'm not sure I'm on the right trail, I could come to any clearing and I have no idea if there's anything, if it was the Jasper House site or not, because I don't think there's really much left. So let's see what happens. Well, the meadowy type trail that I had followed has basically turned east. I've been just following animal tracks essentially, animal trails. So I've marked my position. I'm just spitballing now. I'm gonna start walking south. I think that this is the wash. Kind of looks like a wash, except there's no rocks, but I just descended and up there you go back up. So that's probably the wash that I was there. So yeah, I mean, really, I've definitely not managed to follow a prominent unmarked trail, but I mean, that was 1995 and no one comes down here. Is there tracks? I don't see any boot prints of any kind. So I'm just heading south to the river and then I'll find this clearing on my own and then I'll find my way back to the railroad. I mean, north and south, it's not really hard to figure out. I have a compass, I have my cell phone, so yeah. Well, I've arrived at the river, just heading south, bushwhacking. Now, do I go east or do I go west? I think I go west, but I honestly don't know. I'm just looking for a clearing, so I wish I could just go down there and walk along the river, but as you saw, that's not incredibly possible. These look like very old blazes. It's kind of hard to tell though. So that might have been a landing down there for people coming in, but that doesn't make sense. If there was, why would they land here in the bush? Okay, well, I'll try west. Let's see what happens. So here's where you can learn from my mistake. I don't have Google Earth. I don't have a map loaded up for this. If I had downloaded a map, I could see where there was a clearing. Assuming, of course, there wasn't clouds in the way or anything. But no, I don't have it. And so I am left traipsing around in the woods. I'm not lost. I know that I can just head north and I'll hit the tracks. And then I could use the tracks to find my way back pretty easily to the road. But I can't find this clearing, so I haven't gone that far from my last video. I'm still heading west. I mean, I can see a break in the trees over there, but I don't know if that's just the river, maybe snaking in a little bit, or if it is in fact a clearing. Anyway, at least bushwhacking through this isn't that bad. I'm finding some animal trails that make my life a little easier, but not very many. Here's a nice trail. Animals are like us. They take the easiest way. If they find a way that another animal has taken and already trodden down a bit, they take it, and there you go. Animal trails happen. Okay, so I'm down at the river again. Now I feel like I can actually get down here and walk along it. I see a big log down there and real potential for what I'm looking for. If I could see on the other side where the actual lookout was from, the one that you walk to from the highway, that's maybe a kilometer, but I can't really spot that yet, so I like that log. It looks chainsawed to me, so I'm gonna go check that out. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a pain in the butt. I did get one of my feet kind of wet. I am finding a nice potential landing here, but I still want to go see that. Now it's looking more like a culvert. Maybe I'll come back and check that out. Not seeing anything across. Oh, there it is. I don't know if I'm getting it quite in the shot there, but there's the lookout. So I'm pretty sure I'm going the right direction now. I thought maybe this was part of the old deal. Maybe it still is. But I think it's just washed up here many, many years ago. The river delivered it here. Okay, so there is the lookout. I'm getting closer to where you are, you know, looking out to. Okay. Do I stay on the banks or do I find a way up? I think right now staying down here is a good idea. Over here, I'll find some way up in here. Okay. This looks promising. Okay, this has got to be it. Awesome. All right, see if I can find anything. Okay, so I was told, well, in the book, it says that there might be like remnants of an old chimney. I haven't quite looked through here yet, but I have found this. And I'm absolutely astonished that there's anything here. Please register. Holy crap. I can't believe it. Even the parks people were like, you're not gonna find much. Oh, there's a register here. Oh my God. There I am. I won't put my last name in there until I turn off the video. Sorry, YouTube. Man. Most of them, there's a couple people that have come in by foot. The last person here was August 17th. That was 6 days ago. And it says the start of another epic canoe trip. So where did they start? But there's a lot of canoes that stop in here. A bunch of them, most of them in this book stopped in here. I still can't believe that there's a register here. That's wicked. Okay, well now I understand how the canoes know to come up here. I haven't found anything. Everything is quite long as far as grass and such. It's hard to tell how far back you should look, how far back from the banks it was, but once you get, like here it's pretty good. But once you get a little farther back, the grass is quite long and there's nothing much to see. It's just a historic site, you know? So, let me tell you a story. Let's imagine I was a manager with some company that was, you know, specialized in the deep north or something. And I was running some little resupply settlements, you know, only like 3 or 4 buildings. And, you know, I'm the man. It's my settlement. All right, I run everything. I hire people. I fire people. I order supplies. And so it's, you know, it's Mark's house, right? It's just my house. I don't even manage it from that settlement. I manage it from somewhere else. Well, that is exactly how Jasper got his name. Let's say in 150 years from now, I missed that little line in my story. Let's say 150 years, there's a town, a major town named Mark. That's exactly how Jasper got his name, 100%. A guy named Jasper was running a settlement that's not even this one. It's actually over by Brule. He was running that one. And it was called, you know, after a while, everyone just called it Jasper's House. The guy's name was Jasper House, like H-A-W-S-E. So maybe it actually is, you know, house. I don't know. But when it moved over here, it wasn't even run by him anymore. It was run by someone else, but it still was called Jasper's House. And then when it moved, they moved it farther downriver to the current site of Jasper. It was called Fitzhugh for a while. But the guy that they named it after at Grand Trunk, Fitzhugh, ended up like getting fired in a scandal. And so they were like, well, screw that. We'll just name it Jasper after all. Just like Jasper's house. And that's how Jasper got its name. Never know. Okay, so now that I have arrived here the hard way, I will try to figure out the easy way, and then I can make some marks. I'll put up the coordinates. I already made a point back there at Jasper House, and I'll try to put up coordinates for the entrance to this path, which seems a boatload more easy than what I did. So, yeah. I never thought there was anything official about coming down here. Any official trail of any kind. On the other hand, I never thought there'd be a register. But I am seeing some chainsawed trees on this trail. Always a shock. Always surprising. Once upon a time, this might have been on the maps. Who knows? Always surprising. Always, always. So this is what the trail has been so far. It's been easy. Here, you're clearly supposed to go through here, right? Now look what happens. I mean, back there, it's like it was never touched. Here, well, you just go down a bit lower and all of a sudden there's a much higher concentration of water or something. And this prominent trail has become a barely readable trail. Starting to make a bit more sense now why I didn't find this from the other end. I am seeing it, but it's getting slowly overgrown. Well, not hard at all to figure out how I missed this. Okay, so right now the concrete ties go over there. That's where the wood ties begin. So just before that, there's your trail. Right now there's a big ugly tree across it. Of course, these concrete ties could get moved at any time. So there's a big nasty tree down. I've broken a bunch of branches off. If you start walking down here, you will find chainsawed pieces. So if you find chainsawed pieces, you are in the right spot. I will mark this on the GPS, this trailhead. Otherwise, I don't know what else. I don't have, machete along to make, blazes. So I don't own a machete either, but I don't even have like a hatchet. Anyway, okay, I will mark this and I will post the coordinates in the comments, the information section. Okay, so I found a piece of metal. And I made a blaze as best I could. Blazes I've seen have been deep and scarring, and they wipe out the bark completely, so I don't know if this one will do anything. It could be gone in a year, maybe 2. But it's all I could do. I couldn't get any deeper than that. So there's the trail. There's some kind of blaze. Anyway, good luck. Well, the truck is gone. I'm pretty safe walking up here now. Besides, if they kick me out, I've already seen what I wanted. This car is kind of cool. I think it's just a storage for fuel. It's not used anymore. It's not moved. So as far as, they just come in, they fill it up, and then, when the locomotives come through, they need fuel, they just draw from it. The track really isn't used anymore. It's overgrown, starting to get overgrown now. Over there, they just blocked it off, so. Yeah. Pretty old car. Huge pile of spikes. That's just typical. Oh, and there's like a squirrel living in them. The stuff you find alongside railroads. Here's the road that I was going to follow, except I moved farther down because I wanted to stay out of sight. And there's always all kinds of interesting garbage alongside a railroad. Oh, anyway. Okay. I just went by a train back there, and I just saw a black bear over here. And the moment he saw me, same time as I saw him, and he took off. So I'm not bear calling enough, obviously. A train or a stream or a river will mask the sound of you coming, right? That background noise will mask you. So yeah, you got to make sure. And that guy, I think he saw me even before I saw him. Because when I first saw him, he was already turning to bolt. He wasn't messing around at all. He was black as night. Wow. Really black. So I think he went down there someplace. The way he took off, I won't see him again. I'm sure he's not hanging out over there to take a look. He's gone. Oh well, that's usually, every time I talk about going out solo, backpacking, hiking, all I hear about is bears. It's all people ever think about. For the most part, bear attacks are rare. And I mean, 99 point, holy crap. That was him. He took off and I just saw him again. He's heading up the road. Hello, Mr. Bear! I thought he took off the other direction. Was there two of them? Yeah. Holy crap. Okay. So one of them took off down there. I know that. So this must have been a second one. All right, now I have to be on my guard here. Because maybe that's Mama and Papa and there's cubs around. And now I've got between them. That's a bad thing. It's a very bad thing. So, like I was saying, 99.9% of bears want nothing to do with humans. They just do exactly what these, it appears, two bears did. They just take off. As soon as you see one or the other, it just runs. Especially black bears, man. They're pretty shy. I'll have to mention that to the office, that I saw two black bears down here. Okay. Ba 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 da ba da ba 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 ba. I'm still singing 'cause this bear thing is still going. Because the second bear took off towards this trail, in this direction anyway. He didn't realize, because the trail loops around this way. So I'm still singing away because, yeah, I want that bear to know where I am. I don't know, the way he took off shouldn't be any problem. Just sing, sing, sing away. These bears know exactly where I am. You don't want to scare a bear or startle it. You don't want to come across his cubs. Just want to sing, give it a chance, not have an encounter with you. I do have bear spray. Let's see here. Yeah, there she is. There's the top. Easily accessible from my right hand. I just reach back and grab it. I know it's always there. I have not brought it out on this one. I have brought it out in the past because the bear freaked me out. That was when I was walking to Devonna last year, Devonna Lookout. That was a black bear too, but that one didn't take off immediately. That one stood there and checked me out for a while. And then just kept going exactly where it wanted to go, which was a little bit in my direction. So, but didn't take me long to figure out he was just going exactly where he was going before. Still singing, singing away. Sorry to show you me singing. It's not a bad way, just trying to show you how I'm dealing with a bear out here. At least there are bears that run away really, really fast. So the bear thing is basically over. What I was primarily worried about was I saw one bear, he took off in one direction. Then I saw another bear and he took off in the other direction. Now, if one of those bears has cubs, now I'm in between the other bear and its cubs. So, and I mean, you see two bears, you assume they're mates, right? So that's one thing I wasn't digging a whole lot, was whichever bear did not have his cubs with it may have felt a little threatened because I'm in between his cubs and him. And then that one bear took off towards, you know, like that road. This road loops around. And I was coming up on the beginning of the loop, and that second bear took off towards where the road loops around. So then I'm thinking, oh, geez, you know. So that's why I sang for like 50 minutes straight. But pretty sure I've left them way behind me now, pretty safely. And yeah, moving on. Live and learn. I wasn't bear calling enough. Can only imagine how many bear encounters I have avoided because I bear called, and they got the hell off trail and just watched me go by from a distance. You ever wonder why the national parks will have just some little area fenced off and there seems to be zero reason at all? It is, see, they usually have a sign on them, but like 90% of the time, just like that one, the sign is gone and there's just like a piece of cardboard. I did find one attack once. Basically, it's just them figuring out what nature has an effect on that little area. So they put that fence up, and then the caribou, the elk, the goats, the sheep, whatever, they can't get in there and eat that grass. And they want to see what the difference is. That little spot there to me looks precisely the same as everything around it, but yeah, that's the whole idea, I guess, is to see what they do. There you go. Well, there we go. There's my car up there. This was surprisingly fun. You never know what you'll find out there. You know, flood barrier, the carcass of an animal that's, you know, the entire spinal column is there. Ran into a couple of black bears, and then I found everything that I thought I would find too. Marilyn Monroe's dressing room / Warden cabin. I always enjoy Warden cabins. Train tracks, and then an empty historical site, but there was a register. I love that. I love registers. All right, now I have a rather tense drive out. I managed to drive in. Hopefully I can drive out without damaging something on my undercarriage. But there's also a few places I would like to explore. Just curiosity. So I might show those to you too in this video. Make it a little bonus. All right, if not, get out there and hike. Have a good one. Okay, so I've come a little ways up Celestine Road. I've just walked Jasper House. There's a place to pull over down there, so I used it. Now I've walked this trail a few times, this road, and I see trails going off in the woods, and I'm quite curious about them. So this will be to kill off my curiosity, basically. Now, what will I find up here? Maybe, it's a good chance it's a quarry, because that's what they'll do. I've seen that before. They'll make a quarry on the side of a road, and then they'll pull dirt out of it and they'll use that to build the road. I'm hoping it's like an old construction camp or something. Now, farther down the road, I did see another way in to this area, so I'm thinking that might be the way out. Or maybe this is just old road. Maybe this used to be Celestine Road. I'm gonna answer these questions. That's been the trail so far. I've gone uphill a bunch, but it's easy to follow. And now we have ourselves a gate. Perhaps a corral? Really can't see much of the gate in the forest, but that doesn't mean it wasn't there once. So, I have emerged out into this. There's the road there. I think really all it is a rerouting of the Celestine Road. They decided to blast a way through there for some reason. They thought that'd be better. I mean, there's still a bit of a trail here to follow, but it's, I mean, I imagine the animals are using that trail in there, so this is a remnant of them. Well, I followed the trail through that clearing to see if it re-entered the bush, and it does. I still think this is just a rerouting of the Celestine Road. I don't think there's anything too mind-blowing here, but I'm not one to leave a thread unpulled. So, yeah, why not? I have more energy to spare. I mean, I finished up that hike. It was only 2 o'clock. I've done more work with my legs because of curiosity than anything else. More often than not, I find nothing special, but sometimes I do find cool stuff. Stuff that no one ever sees but me. And that's almost what makes it cool. I find a pile of old tires as well. I know that no one has seen it in 10 years, because no one does this crap. I am that guy that pulls every loose thread. At least I try to. Sometimes I can't. I feel like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. It itches at me, but just gotta deal. Just gotta deal. Well, I've been walking a while. This was a major reroute of the road, which I'm still going on that conclusion. So I think I'm walking the original Celestine Road, built by the conscientious objectors in World War II. Yay, more history. There, I can see the old Celestine Road over there. Sometimes it seems to be going side by side with the old Celestine Road. I'm really not sure why they rerouted in some places. The one part I climbed was pretty steep, but anyone who's driven the Celestine Road knows that there's some places where it's very steep. So I don't know why they would, bother to make one part not steep when there's other parts that are quite steep. Anyway, Park does a great job at cleaning up, I gotta say. I have not seen a single piece of evidence that automobiles use this. Maybe it was for horses. But I mean, no tires, no hubcaps, not a piece of metal, absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Well, as I suspected, I have re-emerged onto the trail. Here is the only evidence at all of human activity along this part. Now, there's an immediate hint as to why this rerouting happened, and that is that it is going alongside the pipeline. Otherwise, look at that hill. My God, I think the old Celestine Road was easier than that. Way easier. Damn. Well, to be fair, they did blast through this. And that does make Celestine Road a little more picturesque, and it also helps with the grade on this side quite a bit. Well, there you go. There's 3 or 4 openings along the Celestine Road. Now I have answered questions on 2 of them. Yeah, satisfy curiosity. Okay, I found more trouble to get into. This guy here. I think this really does just go to a quarry. So I think I saw it on like Google Earth or something. Okay, so that was quick. They were mining the side of this mountain, this knoll here, whatever you want to call it, hill, for gravel and such, and using it to build the road. Someone decided it'd be a fun time to have a fire in here. And there's my car. So you can see it doesn't go up very high. Just a quick little jaunt in here and gather some quick, easy materials for building roads. So I answered the questions I had on Celestine Road. There's really just the 3. After that, there are obviously trails going up to certain peaks. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling pretty smug. Well, not that smug. I was feeling a little, you know, a little happy with my driving skills. I managed to drive that road. One part, it gets really damn steep. I had to keep my tires spinning going up. That's pretty, yeah. And then I got myself stuck real good. You might be wondering why I've changed my clothes. That's because I was on my belly digging rocks out because my car got stuck in the rocks and sank and got itself high centered. It's the worst possible car ever for a road like this. Normally when this car gets stuck, I dig it out pretty fast because it's stuck in snow. So I can dig snow out in no time. Done, see you later. Well, rocks, I mean, it had sunk for a bit, so the rocks were all up in its business. I had to get it out by hand. Finally, an ACO guy came along. You know, there was one working on the pipeline over there. And there's 2 pieces of wood. Now I managed to jack up the tire that was the problem, and he managed to get the wood under there, and then he rocked me. So without him pushing on the car and us rocking it to get it out, I would have never got it out. So that's it. Car's not going in there again, to say the least. All right, so now I'm all changed because I was just soaked. My seat is wet, everything's wet. And I'm having some sandwich, and yeah. That was a fun hike, ended with a bit of a bang. I'm just glad my car's out. I didn't have to shell money out for tow truck. Get out there and hike later.